Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. I think this is really important to talk about because I've been doing this report for at least 10 years now. And that's an awful lot of times I've talked about fishing. And sometimes it's hard to remember, okay, I know I've covered this before. I know I've had to have covered it through all those years and doing basically a report every day of the week. But one of the things that I really want to express today is how different fishing is now than what it was once upon a time. And once upon a time was when I was young as a kid and a young adult. And the difference is astounding. It's not even the same sport. When I was young, the sport was, as going back to when we were cavemen or whatever, we were hunter-gatherers. And the first word really comes into play. We hunted and fished to survive. And so when we went out to catch fish, we kept them. They were part of our family's food. And that's the way it was when I was young. And if you go back and look at pictures of people fishing years ago, there was always stringers. And the pictures were one person on one end and one on the other end holding a stringer aloft like that and all the fish hanging off it. We kept our fish, every single species, and ate them. Today's world, it isn't even about hunting and gathering. It's more about, in a lot of cases, looking at screens. Today's fishing is done almost like the rest of our life is with video games and cell phones. We're constantly looking at a machine to catch our fish. And I'm not really exaggerating here. You just can't believe where fishing has come. And that's what people enjoy. They enjoy looking at that screen and seeing forms on the bottom of the water and wondering if that form is a good size whatever they're after. And then seeing now these screens are so effective, you can see the fish coming up and you can actually see your lure going down. There's no reason to look at the water. There's no reason to look and enjoy all the things around us as we're fishing. But even more, anything that we do is about what we do and then the rewards for doing it. If there wasn't a reward, would we enjoy doing what we do? And in fishing, years ago, the reward was taking that fish, putting it in an ice chest, in a creel or something, and bringing it home, and maybe showing it to other people, and bragging about it and all that. But it wasn't about releasing it for some other person to catch at some time. Fishing today is so different. Lures are different, the amount of money. But here's another thing that I stand behind. I'm telling you, there's more people fishing today than ever before. It has become, because of TV, because of YouTube and all the other forms of mass communication, it has become something that not only people know about, but they can watch and aspire to compete and be like the people they see on TV. They'll buy the baits that they see people using on TV or that they see on Facebook or whatever. So it really is a different sport. Part of what I do in my professional life, if you want to call it, is try to come up with ways for people to enjoy fishing, but enjoy it in our area. And again, I go on about this a lot. It goes against my basic roots, the tournaments and so forth. That isn't me, but it's something that has brought a tremendous amount of visitors and a tremendous amount of money into our area. And we're hoping it's only the beginning for that reason. But fishing is different. It's totally different. And as long as you can find a way to enjoy it, then I say great. But you got to get your heads away from the screens if you're going to see the bald eagle soaring overhead, or you're going to see the loons and as they dive down and wonder, is that where the fish are? Or watch a blue heron and say, if there's blue herons here, we know there's got to be fish, because they wouldn't be wasting their time if they didn't know they were going to get a reward. And that, to me, is a big part of fishing. It isn't just how big the fish is, how many we catch. You'll soon forget that, but you'll remember the blue heron. You'll remember the loon. and you'll remember the wonderful soaring bald eagle. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.